I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna go see that movie coming out. I think it's called Orphan. I don't know what with that little scary girl in it, where they rescue this girl like some fucking psycho pit bull. So this is the required homework for all of you this week. All of you have to go out and you have to go see the movie The Orphan. All right? It is required because I want to talk about that movie for a good 10, 15 minutes. I want to talk about that movie, but I don't want to ruin it for people. All right? You have to go see that movie. That movie is a throwback to classic, I would say, mid, maybe late 80s horror films where they just kind of went off the rails and they stopped building suspense, so the whole thing just became funny because it was inadvertently a fucking hilarious movie. And I don't know. Ah, shit. I want to talk about this. I'm giving you guys one fucking week. Next week, I'm talking about that movie because it was so ridiculous. You know, this is how I know it's a good horror movie, is if I go and see it, and then when I get home and I'm turning the lights out, you know, I'm creeped out in my own apartment, you know? As I walk by a hallway and there's no light on. You know what? I gave you guys some homework last week. I told you to go out and go see the movie The Orphan because I wanted to make fun of that movie, but I didn't want to ruin it for you. So if you didn't go and see it, that's your own goddamn fault, and you probably want to fast forward through the next 4 minutes of this podcast because I want to talk about this movie. It's a horror movie that I actually loved. I loved it, even though it kind of stunk. It reminded me of horror movies from the 1980s. All right, so that movie, The Orphan. If you haven't seen it, if you've driven by any sort of bus stop or anything, it's that one that has that really psycho-looking 8-year-old on it, and it says there's something wrong with what the fuck is her name? It's not Emma. It's one of those old person names. Emma, not Elvira. Ah, shit. See, this is how my brain works. Now I'm fucked. What the fuck is that little twat's name there? There's something wrong. Ah, Christ. Whatever. It says there's something wrong with this fucking chick, 8-year-old girl with an old person's name. All right? So you watch the fucking movie. Basically, she's an orphan. This couple comes down. They want to adopt a kid for some fucking reason. So they pick this girl who is dressed like she's from the 1800s. And she has like a piece of thread around her throat that she won't take off and on her wrists. A few times people try to remove it at the orphanage and she completely freaks out. So the whole time she's being a fucking psycho. She's trying to kill their natural kids. And, their life was basically fine. And then they get this kid and everything, the fucking house catches on fire, all this fucked up stuff. But one of the requirements of old school horror movies is that you have to have unbelievably stupid people in it. And the white people in this movie were so fucking dumb, I almost got offended. I almost wrote a letter. It's like they got this giant tree fort and the dude looks he looks out the window and the fucking thing is engulfed in flames as his natural son is hanging from the tree trying not to fall, which he does, and ends up in intensive fucking care. And the fucking wife is sitting there going like, I think there's something wrong with this fucking chick with the old person name that dresses like she's in the 1800s. And the kicker, she has a Transylvanian accent. I want to play the piano. Well, I can't even fucking do it. It's like, you're a psycho. Get the fuck out of my life. Right? Then she starts killing people. People start disappearing right and fucking left. And they're sitting there, the couple, I don't know what's going on. She's being so weird. Right? So basically in the end, what you find out, what's wrong with the girl, is that she's not 8 years old. She's actually 33. She has some sort of disease that makes her look like she's 8. And she used to be in an insane asylum because she murdered her family. And she escaped somehow from Germany. She somehow escaped the insane asylum, got herself in an orphanage with no fucking passport, no paperwork whatsoever, got herself into an orphanage in America, and the kicker is she somehow went to a dentist who agreed to make her a full upper and a full lower denture of children's teeth, which she pulls out in the end as you're discovering that she's 33 years old. And then this little fucking dwarf, middle-aged psycho cunt comes in and somehow is able to stab to death an adult. It was just the stupidest fucking thing. It was great. It's just a fucking... And even though I told you everything basically that happens, it's still a fucking hilarious movie. It was weird. Somebody wrote this great email to me. They were so pissed that I told them to go see the movie. They said, I've never been absolutely terrified while laughing my ass off for 90 minutes in my entire life. And that is the experience of The Orphan. It's just a fucking great, stupid movie. I don't know, it just reminded, and how it had all the cheesy lines. She's crawling out of the pond. Mommy, save you. Save me. And then she's like, for the last time, I'm not your fucking mother. And then she kicks her right in her fucking 33-year-old, 8-year-old face. And she goes back down to the bottom of the pond. And I guess that was supposed to be the applause break, which it would have got if it was still 1984. But whatever. I don't know, as much as I just trashed it, it's still a good movie. I felt bad for the actor playing the dad in the movie, because I just pictured him in between takes trying to figure out how he could be that guy and just looking at the director going, so basically my character's a fucking moron, right? So in this scene, I'm still a moron who can't put one and one together and get maybe, you know, because nothing caught on fire and no one was murdered in my house before we got the fucking chick who sounds like she's doing a Dracula impression. Maybe I could put those two fucking numbers together and guess that it's Emma or Ezra or whatever the fuck her fucking name is. There's something wrong with her. The fuck is... I have to look it up. I have to get this Orphan. Let me type this in. Cleo, what the fuck was that psycho chick's name? Huh? Orphan, Showtimes. You motherfucker. Plot words, keys. Full cast and crew. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. There's something wrong with Esther. How the fuck did I forget that? Esther. Who calls a little white girl Esther? That's an old black woman name, isn't it? Esther. Was that the name of Florida Evans' character, or was that the name of the ugly girl on Sanford and Son? It was Aunt Esther. That was, yeah. And therefore, because I saw one person who was black who had that name, therefore everybody. See how I do that? I like to generalize everybody because I'm a moron.